Welcome to My Story, My Reality. I'm not sure what episode number this is, but I'm Tara Allen. I'll be your host today, and I have Jolie here
Hello.
as my guest, and we're going to get right into it. So, Jolie, can you tell our guests what your major is now and kind of what you're studying?
Yeah, so I started initially with interior design, which I am still studying, but I took a little gap year to realign myself. Obviously, fresh out of high school, there's a lot to adjust with. But now I'm also studying marketing as well with Tara, and it is amazing. I really love it, and I think it really, really helps me become more well-rounded for the future.
Awesome. That's awesome. So, speaking of high school, because you just mentioned it, kind of tell me your transition from high school to college and like was there a shock value? How different is it? What do you like? What you don't like? Is there stuff you miss about high school? Is there stuff you don't miss about it? Like, what's your transition like?
Yeah, it was definitely a big change. Initially, I was just going to go to the community college back in my hometown of Muscatine.
Okay.
But some big events happened towards the end of my senior year, and I jumped the gun. I applied to Kirkwood, got accepted the next morning, found a roommate, and decided to move.
Oh, snap.
So I was like, perfect, God's opening a door. I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
So I've been living in Iowa City, so it's right in between Cedar Rapids and Muscatine. But it's been amazing. I mean, I made a lot of really good friends right away. I've changed and grew a lot within my first year. And just a year ago, I was living in my first apartment, but it feels like that was 5 or 6 years ago. But just the growth and the change becoming an adult, it is a big shock at first, but I feel like I just love embracing change, and it's really just been so much for the better.
That's awesome. So what are the things that you've grown in? Like, have you, because you seem like you're very reflective.
Oh, yeah.
And so kind of reflecting back and being like, okay, I've grown in this area and I'm really proud of myself. Like, what are those areas?
I think becoming more self-aware and being able to set boundaries and understand the lengths and limits of different relationships, whether they're surface level or if they can go deeper, and being able to accept whether someone's going to be in your life for a long time or if they're just there for a little bit and you learn your lesson and take the good from it and move on to whatever's next.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's huge. Because there's some adults that don't even do that or until like they're like, over and over and over and over get burned and setting boundaries. So what is kind of your, do you have a process for setting boundaries now?
I think it's kind of just feeling it out and seeing, kind of testing the waters a little bit. I know it's not what everyone thinks you should do, but I kind of just put things out there, see where people run with what I say or what I do and how they can handle different scenarios, whether they need a more hands-on, very connected friendship, or if I could be a little bit more distant and kind of do my own thing and it's more low maintenance, and then just seeing like, hey, can I tell them this? Can I trust them with this? And like, are they living in a way that I would want to live? Are they, if they're giving me relationship advice, do they have a relationship that I would want?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I heard somebody say, well, actually, Lexi Rector, shout out Lexi. We know her. She owns a marketing company or agency. But she said, I'm not going to listen to I'm not going to listen to anyone's advice if they don't have a life that I want.
Yeah. 100%.
That's
and I think
exactly what you're saying right now.
Just such a big thing is like so many people try to shove things down your throat and tell you how to live your life. And I'm like, well, what if I don't want the life that they have? What if they don't have the same perspective as me?
Yeah.
So.
And they won't have the same perspective as you.
Yeah.
You'll have your own.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So as far as your identity, do you think that you still have maybe a loose identity, that you're still, forming it? Or do you feel like very strong in your identity and you're just like solidifying it as you go?
Kind of in the middle. I'm very open to learning new things and seeing others' perspective, but like I still have my morals, but I like to be open to other ideas and points of view.
Yeah.
So I am very much like in my way, but like me and you have different, like on paper we would be very different, but we get along very well. And I feel like it's because, well, like I grew up Catholic and you're very much like the opposite. We mesh really well because we're both open to a lot of different things and other ideas.
I feel like it kind of boils down to we're kind. Like we're genuinely kind and authentic people.
Yes.
And so no matter what is outside of that basic root of kindness, I think that's why we mesh well.
Yeah.
Because we're just kind.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes, me too.
Okay. So kind of going into your story.
My story, my reality.
Yeah, your story. So kind of tell, like, what is your story?
Oh, Tara. Wow.
Are there any pivotal moments that you've had that kind of shaped you? That
I
kind
think
of come to mind.
Going from a private Catholic school for 11 years, going into public school and having to deal with a lot more. It's very eye-opening because you come from something very sheltered and where everything's very similar to a lot of different perspectives and ways of life and parenting and so many different things that you have to reflect on and be conscious of. Where at the private school, everyone's kind of the same for the most part.
Wow.
Yeah, that's very big.
Bias formations.
Yeah,
What that's called.
100%. I think joining the dance team was big. Being part of like a more popular group in high school can put a lot of pressure on you, but I wanted to be well-rounded. I mean, I talked to everybody. I wasn't part of just one group.
Yeah.
And people called me popular because of that, but it wasn't because of, I just talked to everybody. Everybody knew me because I liked to get to know everybody. It didn't matter what group they were in or who they were, what they came from or anything like that. But I also think going through friendships and relationships with different expectations and scenarios and different things.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just,
No,
you
we can
learn.
be big. We can be big.
Yes, we'll be big. We'll be big. But I think you just learn so much. And I think that, I mean, my mom even asked me, she's like, would you have rather me not allowed you to be friends or date certain people? Or are you happy that I let you do that? And I'm like, was it really hard and hurtful? Yes. But I grew so much from it. I think that I'm definitely someone who has to learn the hard way. So while it was a lot, I wouldn't be given a battle that I can't handle, and everything makes me stronger. And it's really made me a lot better person and a lot stronger with what I have to deal with today. So,
Sweet.
yeah.
So you mentioned pressure. So,
oh, yeah.
Okay. So do you have, I know that there's social pressures, especially when you're popular. And there's like almost like a inauthentic game sometimes you have to play because of making decisions, and there's a lot of things at stake. But let's talk about like pressure of perfection. So do you experience that personally or externally? And tell me about that.
Definitely. I struggle a lot with wanting to be perfect, and when I get overwhelmed, whether like my grades aren't the best, even if there's a good reason, like I was sick a lot first semester, and that like took a toll on my grades, and I know I can handle it. I know I have the capability to get past that. But some days it just feels overwhelming, and it's like, well, I'm not doing the best. I don't have straight perfect A's anymore. My GPA isn't over 4.0. Like, it's a lot of pressure.
Does it cripple you?
It does.
Yeah.
It really does. And like, I'm working on finding ways to deal with that. I mean, even this last week, and it bleeds into other parts of my life aside from school. It's like, well, I'm not being a good friend. My friends they're not going to love me and this and that. But it's like, just asking for reassurance and being able to understand how you need to process different things, whether it's taking time alone or asking for reassurance or doing this and that, staying busy, and understanding and being forgiving and giving yourself grace is a really big thing.
Yeah. Wow. And I'm sure that's like a daily thing
For
give
sure.
yourself grace.
For sure. Yeah. And I've gotten this app. One of my friends, she's studying sociology. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And she told my friends and I about this app called Finch, where you set daily tasks, and it's like drink water or tell yourself that you love yourself or be grateful. And then you have this little creature that grows with you and goes on adventures.
Does it look like a bird?
It does.
Oh my gosh,
It
we
does.
like birds.
Yes, we love birds. We love birds. Yes,
Yeah.
we do. We love our birds. But yes,
Hawks especially.
Yes,
Yeah,
we love hawks.
We just saw a golden hawk, but anyway.
Yes, hawks are big. Protection. We love them.
Yeah.
But I just think like having little things like that to like give yourself reassurance and compliments really can help you be more kind to yourself and give you an excuse to where there's not pressure from yourself like, oh, I have to be kind to yourself. Where it's just like, oh, if I'm kind to myself, then my bird gets energy and I can get a new hat or something.
Finch. Is it free?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh. So I love this. I'm going to download it, and hopefully our listeners will too. But you mentioned something that kind of got my gears going that I've never really thought about, of this okay, now I have, like, I know I need to be kind to myself, but now I'm making it kind of like, oh my gosh, I have to be kind to myself today. I'm almost making it a task.
Yes.
Which is putting more pressure on me.
Right.
I've never thought of it that way.
I've noticed it before.
I'm
where,
kind of like mind blown right now.
Yeah.
About that
Well,
concept
I've had people tell me like, put a Post-it note on your mirror and tell yourself that you're beautiful, and it's like, oh, I have to tell myself.
Now if you don't do those things, I'm not good enough.
Exactly. And it's just adding on more pressure, but I feel like this way, like, I'm getting a reward from it, and it's not, like, there's no pressure to do it.
No.
I don't lose anything from not doing it.
The bird doesn't die.
Right. No. But, like, if I do it, no. But if I'm like,
That's all I care about.
Yes. The bird is fine. The bird is
we
fine.
Have birds, so that's...
Yes. Big.
We literally own birds.
Yes.
Like real birds. Not
yes. No, like real birds.
Like real birds. Yeah.
Yep. Baby and Mickey. Those are my two.
Mango and Mickey.
Love.
They gotta meet.
They should.
Oh my gosh, just have a bird meet.
Yes, we can.
Can yours go on its shoulder and walk?
One can. The other one, so all of the birds we've had, they're rescue birds. So Mickey.
Can they go together? Like, are they friends?
Yes. Oh, they have to be together.
Okay, they can go in a bubble.
Yes.
And mine can stay on my shoulder.
Sure. Perfect.
Then we'll take our birds on a walk.
Perfect. A bird play date.
I know. Mango needs it.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's so funny.
Okay. So Finch, we're going to grow the birds.
Yes.
As we grow ourselves.
Yes. And you can send them to different places. So right now mine's adventuring Scotland. So I'm like learning little things every day about like
birds in Scotland.
Yes.
Right now?
I saw that you could send it to Scotland. So mine's in Scotland. I was like, that's perfect. And it teaches you like different words or different things like candy that they have over there or landmarks. And I'm like, I'm going to be there.
Did you
yes.
Yeah, the caramel.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to try that.
Yes.
The iron brew pop.
Mm-hmm.
It talked about that.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, my bird's learning things for me and I'm going to experience it later on. So yeah, I was like, that's perfect.
It's bringing you along on your future journey.
Mm-hmm. And you can bring friends along and you get to decorate your little house and it's super cute. I love it.
Interesting. Okay. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah,
that.
of course.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And you can have friends on there and like you could do goals together.
Oh, so
it's
you can
amazing.
download the app together.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, so I have my roommates
worlds.
On there. Yes.
You know what? Everybody from Scotland that is going on the group
they should
be in here. And then you guys all send your birds to Scotland.
Yes.
But all the birds will look different.
Mm-hmm. You can customize them.
Mm-hmm. Does your bird look like you?
No. Okay. It has green wings and a brown little stripe on its head.
I mean, you're wearing green and
well, it does look like me. It does look like me. Apparently. I take it back. But, yeah.
Okay.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
Well.
So, wait a minute. Just do this. Okay, never mind. Yeah. Okay. Fear. Do you experience fear? And do tell if you have fears.
I think I've gotten better with it. I know.
Or are you kind of more fearless?
I've become more fearless. When I was in high school and I was dealing a lot more with like anxiety and depression, I was scared of everything. I was scared of what people thought. I couldn't go on. And like as a kid, I was super fearless. But then I was like, I'm afraid of bugs and I'm afraid of roller coasters and I'm afraid of this and that. And just the smallest, simplest things just gave me anxiety. And now I'm like, I'm going to go on every roller coaster. I'm going to touch every bug. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Mm-hmm. And I've become very much a yes person. Like, I think you should say yes to everything. It's a learning experience. Yeah. It's a way to grow. And I'm like, it bugs me when people say no. I'm like, why? Why not just do it?
Yeah, you got mad at a student this morning.
Well, not mad.
I know, but you were just like, ugh.
Well, I'm like,
frustrated
just
because...
why not?
Exactly.
You experience so much more in life. The other day, my friend was taking the bus to class at Iowa. I don't go to Iowa, but I was like, I'm not doing anything. We can ride the loop of the bus. It'll take 15 minutes.
Exactly.
We rode the bus. We talked to the bus driver. They switched out, and the next bus driver was wearing a Spider-Man costume. If I wouldn't have said yes or been spontaneous, I wouldn't have met Spider-Man.
Did you take a photo?
Yeah.
With
Do you
him?
want to see?
Yes.
I did not take a photo with him.
We have a video here.
But where is it?
Yeah, do show the listeners this is Spider-Man bus driver.
Here's Spider-Man, the bus driver. So just...
Are you freaking kidding me?
No, and everyone was waving at him, and he was like, hello, citizens. And I'm like, wow.
No,
that's awesome. I love being spontaneous and doing different things and being fearless because it's always such a good memory and a connection. Yeah. And if it's not, you grow from it.
I always say, like, you got to show up to go up.
Mm-hmm.
but then also say yes to life, and life will say
Yeah.
yes to you.
Exactly. If a door closes, another one opens.
When you say no, it'll say no to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's always a greater good that's going to come. So I just take everything, let it roll
Mhm.
off my back, and move
Yeah.
on to the next thing.
So there was this, like, I was at a African festival in Chicago, and there was this, like, super crazy guy just wandering around.
Oh.
Okay. And people thought I knew him because I was just talking to him. I was being
Mhm.
kind. And he was talking crazy for like 30 minutes. And I'm just like listening, about something that didn't pique my interest at all, but he was obviously passionate about. And then after 30 minutes, he goes, "Were you here last year?" And I go, "Yeah." And he had a bag, and he goes, "I have your photos," because he was the photographer.
Oh.
And he had duplicates and everything. So he's like, "Here, you can have them." And he had it. He just knew exactly. And he goes, "I remember your music," and da-da-da-da.
Wow.
But how crazy is
Yeah.
that? If I hadn't listened to him for 30 minutes,
You wouldn't have got your pictures.
he wouldn't have gave me those photos.
Right.
And then I still had the same team the following year, random. And I lived an hour away.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So, like, just little things like that. If you just say yes, stay engaged.
Exactly.
I'm not saying talk to crazy people on the street now.
Right.
But
But like
I'm
be in the
saying,
present, take the best
I
from
didn't
every
feel
moment.
like it was a harmful conversation.
Right,
He was
right.
talking about music.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
records
it's like
and whatnot.
you don't have to talk to them. You can always walk away. But like if you're in a safe space, if you're in public,
Yeah, I was in public.
might as well.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Wild.
Mm-hmm.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay. So, failure. Do you have some failures
Oh yeah.
that have changed you?
I think.
And has it reshifted your view on failure?
I mean, the biggest one recently is just failing a class. But and I took it really hard. I was really just like I scared of what my parents are gonna say. It's gonna get me off track because with the design program, it's smaller, so each class is only during a certain semester. You can't just
Yeah.
retake it and get back on track. So I had to pivot. I had a whole year to wait until I could get back in my design classes, and I could have taken a gap year. I could have done this and that, and like who knows like where I would have fallen off and went to. But instead, I got a marketing. I talked to my advisor. I was like, "What can I do? What can I do to fill up this next year? Is there like a degree or a certificate that I could get?" Now I'm in marketing, and
So that's how it happened.
yeah, and
The failure shifted your path.
yes, exactly, and that's why like me and my dad are very similar but very different. He's like, it just frustrates me because was very focused in school and like on work, and he's like, but now I can appreciate how you work to live, how you put your mental health first, how you can see the world differently. Because he was so stressed during school and always put that first. And he's like, "I want you to make memories. I want you." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, money comes
live your
back. You
life.
can always go back to school."
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it sucks. And yeah, it's not perfect. But is it really that deep? That's just what I take everything as. Is it really that deep? And there's always going to be another opportunity. And if it's bad, there's going to be a greater good. There's always going to be a greater good. If I wouldn't have failed, then I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't have done marketing. And I love marketing. I think it's going to be really beneficial with interior design and talking to clients, but also possibly owning my own business one day. And like it gives me more opportunities job-wise. So
Yeah. And a lot of my companies who come in to class will ask personally for you. Like you've become that student.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah. So you're standing out as a student. And that's what I love when I see the students stand out and they're like, "Oh, I particularly want this one." And they say you by name. So
Wow.
I know.
Incredible. Crazy.
Snaps. So yay.
Love
And then you're going to
that.
Scotland
Yeah.
with the marketing and media.
Yes, ma'am.
And so meeting other students from across the campus and just doing all those different things and working with real businesses and
yeah.
doing projects and
And I love
international
that. I love
campaigns.
how you do our program where we meet real businesses and actually get to make an impact. I think that really just makes me care more about what I'm doing and being able to see the effort and what grows from what we do. Because in design, a lot of it is just like theoretical.
Okay.
A lot
And they
of
may
it's-
use it or they may not.
Right. It's like, we're going to design an office. And you might get a client to base it off of. But there's a lot of free reign with what designs you get to do. You kind of get to do whatever you want for the most part. But I think I kind of need more criteria. I need someone to like base it off of and think about their experience and not just have like a completely blank slate.
Yeah.
But
I would like you to come and design my home.
I would love to.
In my back patio.
If anyone wants me to design anything or give them any input, please let me know. I love it. And
what's your email?
Jolie.Riesenberg@iCloud.com. There you go.
Good. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, some successes that you've had. Because this is a tough one for people because sometimes they feel like it's bragging or they feel like it's this. But it's kind of good to recognize milestones that you've succeeded on. And so I'd like you to kind of like what comes to mind of like, I know I succeeded in this and I own it.
Yeah. I think the most recent one is getting my internship for the summer, which that's really big and really exciting. I think being able to move out on my own is really exciting, and being able to make mature and adult like relationships and conversations and all of that stuff. Being at my current job for 4 years now. That's a good milestone.
Really awesome.
Yeah. But
oh my goodness. Yeah, you don't hear of that.
No. And I mean, it's nothing special. It's nothing what I dreamed of, but it is, I mean, it's something that I've done. And while I will like have to leave there soon, it's closing a chapter, opening something new, moving on to my big girl job. So,
yay. Yeah. That's so awesome. Okay, so if you were to like maybe share with others or maybe some like freshmen coming in and give them advice, like what would you give to like brand new coming from high school? What would you say to them?
Focus on your goals, not what other people expect from you. I think it's hard to be on your own and really have all these opportunities laid out for you. I think it's okay to go off the grain and do what feels right for you. Be forgiving of yourself, but also make sure you set time to like do homework and do classwork. There will always be time for other opportunities. I'm a big person who experiences FOMO. Fear of missing out, huge for me. Awful. Okay. I love experiences. And I have seen that reflect in my work sometimes where I choose to hang out and make connections instead of putting my homework first. But definitely try to find that good balance and form good habits now while you're young. Yeah. If you're like early 20s, that's when you really need to start forming habits for who you're going to be as an adult.
Yep.
And start cracking down on yourself. But give yourself grace.
Yeah, because teachers won't do it for you in college.
No.
Like, we don't say, hey, remember, this is going to be due tomorrow. Nope.
Yep. Get a calendar. I've never been super organized. Get a calendar. Write it down. Figure out a system that works for you, for sure.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Is there anything that I haven't asked you want to share? Or anything?
I don't think so.
No? You want to give any shout-outs?
Shout out to Tara. Love Tara. I love my mom and dad.
Yeah, I was about to say your mom.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
Love you. Oh, and shout out to my brother. He just committed to St. Ambrose to play football, and he's studying physical therapy. So,
super
congrats,
proud.
Bryce.
Yes,
I love you.
Bryce.
I'm proud of you.
Aw.
Yeah,
love.
my little brother. Getting old.
Well, thank you, Jolie.
Thank
you.
This
has been fun
yes.
and insightful.
Good.
Yeah.
I try. I'm just so filled with knowledge.
You are. So, yes.
I try.
All right. Well, thank you for joining. And until next time.
Bye. Thank you.